guys, it is Tristan with NewsStand, and I want to talk since it is new comic book day. We have a lot of great titles this week. I guess not a lot, but quite a few. This one is at the top of my pick. I absolutely loved this title. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, I was a little worried. I read Scott Snyder's superhero comics. I know he can write. I know how talented he is, but I didn't care for some of his other stuff, like Undiscovered Country. I didn't care for American Vampire, so I was like, how is it gonna be? Holy crap. This is the best book in weeks. I really enjoyed this. I think as a new IP and as a new product going forward, this is going to be fantastic. Now, what it is called is Nocterra. I believe it was originally Nocterra and there was some legal issues there, but regardless, this is Scott Snyder and Tony Daniels' project. Now we have Tomei Mori on colors and world design on letters. Tomei Mori always does such a great job and really proved themselves this time. Now, I've noticed a lot lately when you want to get into a title that's a little bit more creative, you kind of have to head to Image. Like, I think Todd McFarlane does a good job of taking the right chances on creators and not just staying in the typical superhero genre, right? So I've been really enjoying a lot from Image lately, but regardless, this is a flashback, and we're going to meet a little girl named Val Riggs, who was originally born halfway blind. I guess you could say she had cataracts, right? So when she was born, when she would, open her eyes, she could see for a second and then they would go over. It was kind of like dirty fingers or paper over your eyes. And she's talking about where she was when the darkness happened, when the sky just suddenly, went black and never came back. Now, we see her and she is actually at school. She's a little girl and she talks about her parents and her brother Emery, and they actually adopted her right after she got surgery for her cataracts. The first thing she woke up to is them saying welcome to the family. Well, we see her leaving school and everyone's a little upset, confused. They don't know what's going on. The sky is black and nobody knows why. So they find their parents, and I love this. Like, I really do. The dad's asking, see if the radio has anything. And they're saying, why are they acting so weird? Why are they smiling like that? And, she says they're scared. I really, really like that. It's funny. As far as, like, being in the back seat, my brother would always just put his finger in between my eyebrows and say, I am not touching you, for hours. I mean, hours. Because he wasn't doing anything wrong, because he wasn't touching me. I have flashbacks. Anyways, they get going, and we actually see, him mess up her little drawing there, and then we're going to, learn what actually is happening. Now, that was 0, so we are at 13 p.m., meaning it is 13 years later, and they are in their outpost, right? And this is Val all grown up. She's talking to her brother over the radio, and she's asking him what happened, and he's refusing to, are you going to tell me where you were? Are you going to tell me? Originally, I thought that they were talking about where you were when the darkness set in until the end, and, well, you'll see. But regardless, if I haven't said spoilers yet, click away, because this is definitely a recommend. But what we see here is, her and her brother just having a little conversation back and forth. She is hauling these people to another outpost where they will be safe. Now, if you notice, every single person is, dressed up in lights and has neon fluorescent paint on them. We see these two characters, and they will be back later. It's beautiful, beautiful art. I love the way the shapes look. So we see bug birds. It's the beginning of these creatures that come out. So basically, in a nutshell, we're going to see her fight them. But as we go through this, we see a lady that gets scared, right here. She's terrified, and she's like, I can't die like this. All these things are out there. I can't die like this. So she pushes it. I wanted to hit her in the face, by the way. I was like, what the actual fuck are you doing? Do not do that. Anyway, so she needs to get the shutter back down. everybody is, in danger of losing their life from these creatures. And she actually is kind of a badass, like not just kind of a badass. She is able to take these creatures on. She's been doing this for, a ferryman is what they call it, for a really long time. So she does take, these creatures are massive. She died anyway. You don't push an idiot. Anyways, she is able to get these creatures on, get this close. I love this shot. Like, this is such a cool shot. She's like beautiful. Like, I don't know. You gotta love the booty, right? She uses that and explodes. This is what an outpost looked like, right? And all of these creatures, I think it's explaining it here, so I want to talk about it a little bit. All of these creatures, basically anything that was on Earth, fish, birds, rabbits, mice, if they were in the darkness for too long, they ended up becoming those creatures. Now, there is a way to stop it if it happens. The first time you will see any signs of being out in the dark too long is by checking your gums. If it starts, metastasizing throughout your body, I believe they said in the hands, I'm not sure. But that's it. There's no way. You can do some sort of, basically chemo to get rid of it initially, but if it's past the gums, you're goner. So we see them actually check their gums as they come in, so nobody infects, everybody else that's in there. And the place that she was supposed to go, which is Tipton, is gone. It's gone. Like, it got massacred by these creatures. And she goes and talks to the lady, and she's like, I'm sorry, it's gone. She's like, no, sorry, I heard it. I heard them basically scream and cry and beg for their life. They are gone. And she's pissed, and she's like overly pissed and kind of rude about it. And you're not exactly sure why. She's like, find me a route. She wants to go right back on the road. Find it now. And you're kind of like, why? take a break. But these two, from the original ride that was in the back, they ask, she only has a full trailer, so she can't just haul two people, right? It's a wasted trip, and they don't care. They will pay her. Well, kind of. They will pay her when she gets there. So, all right, she's going to not get paid, but she says no. She's like, no, if you don't have the money now, sorry about your luck. Well, he brings out and he shows this burn, and he says, look, all these places, this rumor of this sanctuary, it is real. There is a place where there is protection, there is sun, there is a life to be had, and I'll prove it to you because I have a sunburn, right? You can't get a sunburn in the dark. And she's like, nope, sorry about your luck. The sanctuaries are not real. And unfortunately for him, she takes off. She's going to see her brother. Now, her brother is Emery here, and he's working on some light 'em up things, right? And there are these flash pops, right? So we see here, and a lot of this has to do with what she was asking him back on the trailer, on the truck. Where did it happen at, right? She said that the lady that she was just talking to and being rude to want to come and check on you. You have to show your gums every once in a while, right? And yeah, unfortunately, he was infected, and that is why she needed to get to Tipton to begin with, because they have the dialysis and the lamp to get rid of it. If not, he is going to turn and he will die. Tipton is gone. And if he, you have to be checked every so often, they are going to end up coming for him very, very soon. Maybe not tonight, but they will be there. So we see her, they get a little, antsy with each other because they're scared. And yeah, she just says, those flash pops were pretty damn strong, told you. It's just kind of like, there's no point in being mad at each other. Something very bad could happen to him very soon. So they're putting out these for the people that they lost in Tipton. They start his dialysis, and he starts, trying to get rid of this. But you need the combination of both the dialysis and the lamp. So unfortunately, they're at least trying. They're giving it all they have. So I love how one big thing I want to say about this, and what I really appreciate about Tony Daniels, is that he draws her like a girl. And I know that's silly to say because the other comics do too, but it feels more real. She's in her pajamas. She's, upset. We'll see her cry here in a minute and throwing it away. We have feminine. I don't want to say that all comics don't draw in this feminine way, but he combines not only the feminine with the real, with how women act walking around, in shorts and pajama tops or a big sweatshirt, just being a girl. And I really, really appreciate that because you don't get that near as much anymore. Like this is such a normal thing for a girl to wear, a sweatshirt and some shorts. It's normal. I love it. I love that, I don't know if he did the research or, maybe his wife or something, but I love that about this comic. It just feels like she's a real character, if that makes sense. So he finds the old man and he says, I hoped you'd come. She said, if the money's there, or if the money isn't there, excuse me, I'll kill you myself. Do you understand? And he's like, yep. She's like, when do we leave? He's like, now, get your shit. We are going now. So that's what they end up doing. They have 618 miles ahead in the dark through all of the monsters they have to go. And her brother is with them. She's hoping, the reason basically why she took this job is to see if they can find that lamp so she doesn't lose her brother. She's already lost her parents. You basically are in a lose-lose situation in something like this. So they take off. Now we see the entering of this man, this black, just basically he's all black. So he dings the bell to the same lady, and he wants to know about the tags for the driver that just dropped off the old man and the grandpa and the granddaughter. And she's like, no, I'm not going to give you that information. You can't just walk in here and demand information. His name is Blacktop Bill. I kind of love it. It's very weird, but I don't know why, but I really honestly read it in a country accent, I'm Blacktop Bill. I don't know why. He's nothing country about him. He's a totally black man, but I still read it that way. But basically what he has on him is this bonded nanotubes that make him completely black. He says it's painful. You have to kind of go through a process and it builds up. Well, and if you haven't gone through it, it feels like you're going through hot tar. All right. He burns his face off. Now, the burn. The guy did not. This is my theory. Now, I'm thinking that this burn is what happened to the old man. There's a reason why he's chasing him. We'll get to that in a second. But he wasn't really sunburned. He's on the run. He wasn't sunburned. He used that as a lie to get out of town. And he's actually being chased by this person because when they ask why, he needs to be found, he says he's not chasing Val. He's chasing the old man because he's the one that killed the son and he's going to hunt him down. He wronged all of us. I freaking loved that ending. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect that man to... I kind of thought at first, until I thought about it for a little bit, that this was going to be the villain, right? So I don't think that this is. I think he might be like anti-hero or something, but I think he's going to be the one that's chasing the guy that maybe knows how to reverse this. Maybe not. But regardless, the new characters, I fucking love it. There's a lot of really good things about this, but every little bit of it was very detailed, was likable, was fun, was feminine. I love that. I know it sounds silly, but come on, let's be real. Women are beautiful. Women's bodies, women's faces, the femininity. It's awesome. It's great to see it back. Tony Daniels is an amazing artist. Some of his Catwoman, I love him. So it was nice to see these two back working on an IP that I've never heard of, but I fell in love with so quickly. So let me know, of course, what you guys think about this title. It's an absolute recommend. I would say 10 out of 10. Best thing I've read since probably Department of Truth number 6. Really, really good. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.